Hi, I'm Vince.
And I'm Bob.
And this is Dead on Board Gaming. And today I wanted to talk with Bob about the ban and restricted announcement, and I guess real quick about his thoughts on the 2.0 thing, since we haven't got to hear about it. Is like I said, I mostly love the 2.0 announcement. What did you think about it there, Bob?
The only thing that bothered me about the 2.0, which is something we already knew, that we were only getting one real set this year. I love limited, and the game is geared towards limited, so the fact that we're going to get one solid set that we can play limited with, that kind of bums me out for the year.
Sure.
Unless there's going to be some kind of limited around these white border
I think
packs.
that's what... No, there's not. They already said it's not draftable.
Oh, okay.
Actually, what I kind of pointed to you about was because I think they're going to make, like, the Everfest sets, the expansion sets now, like a block piece. So like when they come out, I think they're going to add to the limited of that year. So it'll be like that set plus two of this set, and then like if they have two expansion sets, there'll be like one from this plus the base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do expect them to do that if they're going to have this slow of a release schedule going forward.
Yeah, there would have to be something, but I mean, hopefully this is just a growing pain, and once we got the whole game out, we got the PvE, we got all the aspects of the game that are in the works currently that we know of. Hopefully we see more than one set a year. One set a year is just not enough. Not for a game geared this much towards drafting and sealed.
Sure.
It's just not enough. Like, they can't sustain that more than 1 or 2 years. I don't think they could do 2 years in a row.
I don't think it'll promote sales well enough for exactly what you're saying. I think when you run into that and it becomes harder and harder to pitch people to crack stuff, because limited makes you crack packs, it's getting harder to open these cold foils and good cards the way they restructured that. So, you know what I mean? Like, people like me aren't going to open 3 cases of cards anymore because I'm not getting a cold foil per box anymore. You know what I mean? Like, or it is a cold foil. Is it per box? I forget. But
cold foil legendaries.
The legendary,
more
that was
so,
it.
So you're not going to get you're not likely to get one per case anymore.
Right.
Right. The cold foil Fable is going to be even rarer, because the rainbow foil will be in the
less,
regular
but it'll
size.
be less rare than the rainbow foil. So you're going to have a better chance at opening the Fable in general, but the cold foil is going to be rarer. But I think the overall percentage actually went up for everything. Just not the cold foil. The actual collectible piece is going to be the hard piece.
See, I think the other exciting thing, though, is when you think about the other side of it, like, there's a good chance that when you pull a cold foil legendary, that you've probably pulled a rainbow foil legendary. Just because the drop rate went down.
Yeah, but there's 6 of them. And that, you know what I mean? Just because you opened a legendary doesn't... Yeah, I see what you're saying,
yeah,
but it's not the same one. They don't replace each other.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's more likely that you're going to pull a double legendary case if you pull a cold foil one.
Oh, got you.
So, yeah, because you're still likely to still get that one per case rainbow foil.
Yeah,
because those are still close to
I think the
rate.
boxes are going to be more exciting to open. I do. Like, I think between that and all the different rarities and all the different things you can hit, kind of like Everfest, even though, like, Everfest wasn't this big hit, like, there was just so many cool things to hit. Whether they're worth a bunch, you know what I mean, like the extended art rares, like, there's still cool things to hit. Like, it's fun to open a pack and be... I got excited about it, even if it was a $2 extended, you know what I mean? And it made me happier, so, like...
Yeah, I like to have play sets of extended art cards.
Sure.
Like, if they're out there, I want to have them. I mean, I collected the 3 extended art from Monarch and got them graded. So, I mean, I love my extended art cards.
Yeah, I do agree on that.
So,
any other thoughts on that, before we move on from that?
No, not really. My bigger worry is the unrest that we're gonna see, or that we're seeing, caused by these constant and frequent banning, suspending, whatever they want to call them. I'm okay with the suspension with stipulation, especially when we already know something is retired or gonna rotate out at the end of a season, because Viscerai's done on Blitz.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see our first retirement, and then that's gonna unlock those cards again in Blitz.
But those cards are already unlocked in Blitz. They didn't ban those cards in Blitz because he LL'd.
I thought that there were a couple
Blitz
that were under this until May 2nd. They were suspended or something.
Oh, Sonata Arcanics is suspended until next scheduled announcement following the conclusion of Skirmish Season 5. That's not even the one we're in yet. So Sonata's actually banned for another Skirmish season. Because I think we're in 4, if I remember right. I think this is Season 4.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Sonata is actually banned for another season.
Yeah.
So is Stir the Ether Winds. And Snapback. I feel like they're forcing Icelander to be the wizard. Like, I don't know if maybe the dominoes do fall and like, because Kano is like cheesy, but like he already starts at 5 less health. You literally make your kills right before you die, and you're gonna take
and you get one turn killed a lot.
Right, and they took 2 of the cards. Stir the Ether Winds is insane to lose. It's insane to lose. Like I want to see if Kano like evolves and see that, but I think you just automatically go to the slowdown wizard now. Like without that type of thing. Like, I don't know. It's just so weird.
We also don't know what we're going to see in the next set.
That's true.
We could see something in the next set that maybe in play testing they realized was a major problem with Stir the Ether Winds, with whatever.
That's true.
And that could be why.
Well, Stir the Ether Winds is a problem with all Arcane.
Yeah. But, like, kind of like them getting rid of Ball Lightning before Starvo even came out, because they knew that was going to be a problem.
We are getting off topic though. I wanted to get back to like the worries that you have and kind of go over those. I understand the banning thing, and it is annoying. But again, I always go back to that saying from Richard Garfield that I heard just recently, that if you don't need to ban cards, are you trying? Are you pushing the game, or are you being stagnant? So, like, I don't mind it. It actually changed my whole outlook on bans, because I used to be, like, so anti-ban. It's like, just let it happen. It is what it is. Like, something will come out that'll fix it. You know what I mean? It's a time thing. But, like, that statement really did change my aspect, or my, like, mindset about it. Because he's right. Like, if you're not pushing the design, you're just riding this line that does nothing. You know, there's nothing exciting that's going to come out of you not pushing the design. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't mind it happening. It sucks that it sucks it's been happening so often. Again, I agree with you. I think it's a growing pain thing, and like it's still a super early game. This is only year 3. You know what I mean? And we're at the beginning of year 3. So like, still super early. So like, these are all kind of things that I think will get figured out and stuff like that. I do agree with you that, you know, you also got to watch the audience. The audience, yeah.
Gamers are fickle. Magic's starting to come back into competitive,
which is the thing.
And upsetting your player base during that time period is a major issue, because this is the point where Magic's like, okay, we can take our people back now.
Yeah, but they're not focusing like that. Is that like they are, but it's more in store. Like I was just like going over it. It's like the old system. Like you show up at the store, you spike that tournament, boom, you're at the RPTQ system. You know what I mean? And Flesh and Blood doesn't have that right now. They're trying to move into an ELO type of thing where you're going to the big events to try to get invites. And Magic's like, well, they're doing the thing that, got me into it. It's like you can go to F&M, not F&M, but, a local store, spike that tournament, get invited to the next tournament, win that tournament. Next thing you know, you're on the pro tour. That's like awesome. You know what I mean? Like that's cool. I agree. It's a big deal. They're stepping back in. But I feel like the player base is growing. I do. I feel like the player base. I think the problem is everyone has this weird, seared memory. Like I don't know. The market talk gets old, and everyone just wants everything to be expensive or not worth anything at all. There's like no medium, like at all. Like nobody's just like it's a card game. Well, there are people. I don't want to say nobody, but like it's so weird that the spectrum is so heavy on both sides. You know what I mean? When it's like there's no reason for that. Like the cards are becoming cheaper to play with. They came up with a way to lure collectors back in. But either way, even if collectors don't come back in right now, everyone wants collectors back in. They want everything to be worth all this money. As long as people keep playing the game and they don't piss off the player base like you're saying, none of that stuff matters. Because 5 years from now, all the collectors that bailed are going to want back in. And they're going to be like, you know what I mean? The game has to survive.
Yeah.
That's it. Like the game has to get better and better.
And that's where I work.
Right, and I understand what you're saying.
Many players are in an uproar. It's just scary.
Yeah, but at the same time, they made the perfect decision of making that announcement early. You know what I mean? That was supposed to come out on the 5th, and as soon as they realized that it didn't make sense, they announced it and did the announcement. That announcement wasn't supposed to come out for another week. You know what I mean? And as soon as Starvo wasn't going to LL, they came out with that announcement. And I respected that a lot. Because they were like, well, here's an extra 2 weeks for the Pro Tour. Because now we know what it's going to look like. We knew all our bands. We were waiting to see what happened with Starvo. And because we know what's happening with Starvo, here's the info early. I think that was a great call. So, like, I don't know. I feel like they've made definitely more good decisions than bad. And I think the bands are good. Like, even though, like, I get it sucks, I like the inclusion of the suspension list because it's not banned now, you know what I mean? Because band's more permanent sounding. I don't know. I'm hopeful. They've had a rough second year. This is a scary year. 3 through 5 is the scary couple years where shit can happen, and this year has that slow release schedule you're talking about. Yeah, I get it. I get your worry for sure.
Yeah, just like most of my most of the value in my single collection right now is in Flesh and Blood. I'm not really into Magic a whole lot anymore. I mostly just deal Magic. So, with that being the case, having that much tied up in a game that's gonna be is looking like it's gonna be on a bit of a rocky road and has a little bit of choppy water ahead of it makes me a little nervous.
I mean, look at the hype for the set so far. That was the other thing they did really smart. I want to throw that out there. That they were like, okay, here's a bunch of news that people might be upset about. Boom, new set shit. Like, and not only that, they like dropped like the Dragon Illusionist. like, have you seen what are the people that like the hot anime chicks? Weebs. Like, so many of them already came out and they're like, throw away Icelander. I want to play with you. Like, I love it. I agree with you. I just hope they're making the moves they need to make over the next year. And what you're worried about doesn't happen. I do feel like they have enough momentum going, though, because they're like, here, ProQuest season, skirmish season, new set, ProQuest season, plus Pro Tour. So, like, even with that, like, staggered thing, they have at least 2 formats to swap between. A Pro Tour, a new set, and then 2 formats to swap between. Supplemental set, and then hopefully it's like Q1 we get the next set after that, and it's not as far away as it really seems. I mean, it's still 6 months, but
what I'd really like to see in this could be a complete game changer as well. If the next supplemental set started giving us some adult versions of the kid heroes that they've given us already,
I think that's coming.
Like, I feel like that could be a complete game changer. I know
it
won't
Icelander.
Fix the limited stuff.
They just did it with Icelander.
Yeah, that's the first one.
So well, no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. They're setting the precedent that that's a thing now.
But if they do that during the supplemental, they could really change the format.
I see what you're saying. I would like to see that too.
Like, that could have a huge bearing on the format by just releasing 3 adult versions of kid heroes we already have. We see Benji, Wind Benji, or, Water Benji or something,
sure.
Whatever they want to do with him. We see, the Valhalla chick.
I got you.
We see her gain ice or whatever she's going to gain as her attribute.
Well, you got to watch that without supporting. See, when you see what I mean? Like, that's the tough thing. Because, like, that type of hero, I think, has to be in a, whatchamacallit set. Pally, thank you so much.
Yes, thanks.
But, yeah, I think that type of switch would have to be in a draftable set. But giving us, like, adult KO in that, where they've already, like, supported the hero, I think is fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you give him his own.
You do that. Give him a exactly.
Him a specialization in the set. Make sure he's getting a new piece of gear for the set.
Well, I mean, maybe.
I don't think he's very specialized.
Right.
All of his stuff's dice.
KO in general is, but KO's also just got laid out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you did like adult KO, he's probably one of the few heroes that doesn't need a ton of support right now. Because like in Everfest, he got 2 pieces of gear, 2 really good, a specialization, another really good card. You know what I mean? Like he got hooked up at Everfest.
Yeah, that Intimidate card. Yeah, if you've rolled a dice. Oh yeah.
For playing Prism. That's for you, baby. That's for you, baby.
Don't thank me yet. I'm real bad.
But so yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful. I hope that this is the first step in the right direction. I hope this next set's fire. And yeah, I also wonder about the draft. I don't know. There's still a month before spoilers, so it's like I don't even want to like start going down the rabbit hole of the next set, you know. But anyways, do you got anything else to say about it? While you got a second, any other things you're kind of worried about? Anything?
No, it's just the unrest that they have with the players now. Like, if the players have this much unrest with Magic moving back into the more competitive scene, even if it's not as extreme as Flesh and Blood is right now, it makes me nervous for it.
So did you happen to catch the interview on Team Covenant? Because they asked him about this, and I fucking love James Way. He was like, listen, we have the best competitive experience you can have in a card game. They have to come for us. I fucking love him. They said the same thing. They're like, Magic's coming. That should be a big deal. He's like, listen, we have the best competitive experience, period. And I do think this is a better competitive game.
Yeah.
An all-around fun game, maybe not. Because again, competitive games will gatekeep people. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. But he said that, dude, and I lit up. I was like, good for you. Hell yeah. Screw them. They gotta come here. We're 2 years into our program. You know what I mean? That like I love it. I love it. 100%. Hell yeah. I'm telling you, dude, just go watch that clip because I'm telling you, just the metal on him. It was just, he was like, yeah, 30 years, I don't give a shit. It's our space right now. Yeah. Like, I love it. Oh, so pumped.
As long as it, like, I'm just nervous. Like, there was a lot of unrest with a lot of the bigger names that are in it right now. That
I get
some.
It is scary.
Some clout, and
it is scary.
You know, some people will listen to.
When I started hearing multiple weeks of Arsenal Pass having not the most positive outlook on it, gave me a little shake too, because they love the game. You know what I mean? Like, I love the game. They love the game. Hearing them not have the most positive outlooks and takes, I agree. Really, like, even though I'm still super hopeful, that put a little shake in my spine. And I was like, oh, wow, these guys love it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, I agree.
It's just gamers are so fickle. Like,
again, there's a lot of games coming out. Mm-hmm. We're about to enter the Royal Rumble of TCGs. Like, at the end of this year, the Kickstarter explosion is going to be completely released. Like, September, I think, is Sorcery. September is Grand Archive. Yeah, both of those end of the year, I think, are coming out. And
I don't think
these Spirits, I don't know if it's any good, but they're not the same game. They're things that take market share.
Yeah,
that's all. I'm not saying, because I know Sorcery has nothing to do with that market, but it's still a fantasy card game. That could be like, hey, you want to go to the Armory tonight? Nah, why don't we sit at home, drink some beer, and play Sorcery? You didn't go to the Armory tonight. You see what I'm saying? It still affects things. Yeah. It might not be like directly stabbing it in its face, but you know what I mean.
That is the one that I'm most excited about.
Or even luckier players. You hope that the armor pull rate... Yep, they are being adjusted. We were saying that a little bit ago, that the overall percentage rates are up. It's the cold foils that are down, but the rainbow foils are up from the pull rate. So, like, I think overall, if... I'm not good at math, but in my head, I think the percentage pull rate of a legendary in general went up.
Yeah, and I think that you're going to see a lot more double legendary boxes too, because unless they take each other's slot, which they're not supposed to, anytime you get a cold foil legendary, you're likely going to get a rainbow foil in the same case. So,
maybe.
A lot of times I feel like if you get the cold foil, you're going to get two.
Well, the pull rates were getting better and better. And now, like I said, I think this ups the percentage a little bit more, so it locks in. But real quick, do you have anything else on that? We're going to go ahead and end our little discussion video here, and then we'll get into our testing.
I do not. I'm just ready to get a couple games in here.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. As always, thank you for being the best community in gaming. I'm Vince.
I'm Bob.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.